G'day legends, if you've been here before you know exactly what this is, but if you're a bit of a Dougie's Corner casual, that's alright, or if you are new here, we are going to be going through the pound for pound list, and I don't mean we're going to be going through the pound for pound list that the UFC have given us. No, I mean we're going to be looking at what the UFC have given us, and we're going to be correcting it, editing it, tweaking it, making it the actual UFC pound for pound list. This is something that I do quite regularly. It has been a while since we've done it, because it feels like there hasn't been too much movement in the pound for pound, but I do have to say, after the last couple of pay-per-views, it does warrant making this video again. And this is one of those things that I sit down and I do with the live stream. We form the Council of Chads, where all the boys get together on the live stream and they try and help me come up with the pound for pound list. Now, if you were here for last night's live stream, I've edited it a little bit. I've changed it I've made just one or two tweaks. I think I've made 2 tweaks to it. So it is slightly different. But firstly, let us have a look at the UFC's pound for pound list. Let's have a look and see what they are giving us, right? They have got Charles Oliveira down at number 15, Khamzat Chimaev at number 14, Arman Tsarukyan at number 13, Bilal Muhammad at number 12. Who is that? What was his name again? Who's that guy? Bilal Muhammad? Yep, we got Bilal Muhammad down at number 12, Max Holloway at number 11. Alex Pereira at number 10, Tommy Espinal at number 9, Jack Della Maddalena, mate, we're going to get the pound for pound ranking and dash. Magomed Ankalaev at number 7, Alexander Volkanovski at number 6, Alexandre Pantoja has finally given the respect that he deserves from the MMA community and come up to number 5. Thank God the injustice of Alexander Pantoja. It's finally over. Dricus du Plessis at number 4. Merab Dvalishvili at number 3. Islam Makhachev has been knocked down to number 2. And Ilia Topuria has been bumped up to number 1. I can imagine that these new pound for pound rankings are going to cause quite a bit of fuss in the MMA world. There is nothing like 2 mega fan bases colliding. The Islam Makhachev fan base, the Dagestanis, and us, we, the fans of us, Ilia Topuria, colliding together. I will show you guys my pound for pound list. I will go through it now, and I'll come up with some justifications and some reasons as to why mine are different and where I've put them. I have to say, this is the first time in the channel's history. We've been doing this for maybe a year now, maybe just over a year, this pound for pound list on the channel. This is the first time in the channel's history where my pound for pound list and the UFC's pound for pound list are actually starting to align. I actually think this is the first pound for pound rankings we've ever received from the media where I can look at a lot of it and go, yeah, I can justify a lot of that. I can believe a lot of that. So, like a fat man staring down a buffet, let us get right into it. Here is the pound for pound rankings according to Dougie and some of the Council of Chad's help. Do I start from the start and piss everyone off immediately, or do I go from the bottom and build? I think we'll start our way at the bottom and then slowly build to a climax of number 1. That's what we'll be doing. Now, at number 15, who have the UFC got for number 15? They've got Charles Oliveira. I've switched it up a little bit. For number 15, I have actually got, believe it or not, Kamaru Usman. I know, heads are exploding. Dude, Kamaru Usman just knocked out Buckley. Just destroyed Buckley. I mean, knocked him out of the conversation is what I mean. Just destroyed Buckley. Destroyed Buckley, you know, the raging up-and-coming contender that everyone was super high on. Kamaru Usman, the former number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, until he got head-kicked in the last second of the last round by Leon Edwards. And then had a third fight with Leon Edwards, second in recent memory, a third fight with Leon Edwards that was very, very, very competitive. And then had another fight with 10 days off the couch, Khamzat Chimaev, who is on the pound for pound, had a pound for pound fight, a weight class up, with a pound for pound fighter and took him to a draw. Usman's being disrespected by the fans. He gave us a y'all must have forgot, and we're still sitting here in we must have forgot land. Dude, Kamaru Usman is a pound for pound fighter. His last 2 fights proved that. It was a draw with Khamzat Chimaev, who is a pound for pound fighter, and he just obliterated Buckley. Obliterated him. I've been thinking and racking my brain about who I'm going to stick in the number 15 spot, and it's it's wildly obvious to me that it has to be Kamaru Usman. So Kamaru Usman, he gets the number 15 spot on you, Kamaru. Good on you, mate. Right, number 14th, let's move it. Number 14th, let's move it on up the list. Work, damn it. Movsar Evloev. Undefeated. Is that Movsar Evloev? That's Movsar Evloev. I always get him bloody confused, mate. I'm like, Muhammad Makayev? No, Movsar Evloev. Yes, Movsar Evloev. Look, dude, the only thing holding Movsar Evloev back is the fact that he hasn't got any finishes. He hasn't got any finishes, but he was able to be in a competitive fight with Arnold Allen. Call it a robbery if you want to call it a robbery, but it was a competitive fight. You know, he ended up getting the win. You know, and he was still able to stand there and unleash a bit of his striking against a phenomenal striker like Arnold Allen. He was in there against a world-class grappler. Literally one of the best grapplers we have in the UFC, one of the best jiu-jitsu wrestler, one of the best grappling wrestler practitioners we have in the UFC is Aljamain Sterling. Movsar Evloev was able to go in there and roll with him and do what he did. The kid's undefeated. Honestly, it goes to show the quality of where MMA is right now. The fact that you've got someone like Movsar Evloev, someone that can stand with Arnold Allen, not be successful in the standing. He did have to win that fight through smush and grappling, but the point is he can still be in there standing with Arnold Allen. He can go in there and roll with Aljamain Sterling. He can be undefeated. The fact that someone like that is at number 14 is insane, right? It speaks to the quality of the UFC. Number 13 is Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is it's Khamzat Chimaev. Does he need any explaining? Does he need any explaining, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, yeah, he was in there, you know, he was in a scrappy fight. You'd think Khamzat Chimaev is all grappling, but he's not all grappling. He was in there in a scrappy fight with Gilbert Burns. Now, I know, modern fans, right? Fans right now today will be like, Gilbert Burns, who cares about Gilbert? Listen, when Khamzat Chimaev fought Gilbert Burns was a name, a real name, all right? You know, I'm sorry to the Show Me the Money podcast, but, you know, the quality has slipped in the last couple of years. But when Khamzat fought Gilbert Burns, solid bloody fight, man, I'm telling you. Next one up is Alex Pereira. Alex has plummeted down the rankings, hasn't he? There was times last year where people wanted Alex Pereira to be the number 2 fighter in the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And with me and my pound-for-pound rankings, I always put a little bit more emphasis on skill than other people do. I probably should have said that at the start of the video. I could edit it in, but I'm not going to. I've come around to this because most people just have it as legacy. This seemed to be like a legacy list for some people, which I never got. Because to me, pound-for-pound was a conversation of if these guys had the same skill class across weight classes, how would they go? Now, that freaks some people out because it's a bit of a hypothetical and you've got to use, you know, a wide imagination. But to me, with Alex Pereira, I was like, I don't see any jiu-jitsu on the ground with this guy. I don't see any really wrestling. I know he's got 100% takedowns in the UFC, but that's a bit of a outlier of a stat because he doesn't really throw any, and the only one he's ever thrown he was successful at. But still, you know, Alex Pereira has a sick legacy in the UFC, so he warranted a decent spot. It's just, where do you put him? What is pound for pound? Is it legacy versus skill set? Well, with Alex Pereira now having the loss to Magomed Ankalaev and how stacked everything is above him, it does drop him down the pound for pound list significantly. So I've got him at number 12 right now. Number 11 is Arman Tsarukyan. We got striking. We got grappling. We got the dude that is being held back by the UFC. It kills me. It kills me. It kills me, Arman Tsarukyan not fighting Islam Makhachev. So many people are freaking out and sad that we don't have Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria right now. And I am devastated and heartbroken that we don't have Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. I am. People are going to trash Islam Makhachev's lightweight legacy because he fought Alexander Volkanovski the second time and it was a rushed Alexander Volkanovski. But because he fought Dustin Poirier, who's like 35, 36 years old with no hips. Because he fought Renato Moicano, who shouldn't have been in there with him. And it all comes down to we needed the Arman Tsarukyan fight to really establish where Islam Makhachev was properly in the conversation of lightweight, and we didn't get it. But Arman Tsarukyan, he's got the wrestling, he's got the grappling, he's got a little bit of legacy, but he's being held back from his legacy. But I can see in 2 or 3 fights time, if Arman has success, he'll be rocketed up the pound for pound list. And how do you have someone in the pound for pound list He's going to win a belt. They're going to put him at number 5. They're going to put him at number 5. So how can he not be creeping onto the pound for pound list already? It's the same with Khamzat Chimaev. It's the same with Movsar Evloev. So number 11 seems like a good spot for Arman Tsarukyan, considering like his hands are better than Khamzat's hands. His hands are better than Movsar's hands. His wrestling is just as good as those other two. Maybe Movsar has got the most dominant grappling. Maybe Khamzat's got the most dominant grappling. So they level up with the grappling, but like, if Khamzat Chimaev is a 10 out of 10 in grappling, he's probably like a 4 out of 10 in striking. Where Arman Tsarukyan is like solid 8s across the board. Maybe like 6 in the striking, 6 in the maybe solid 6s across the board. But like his character stat sheet gets him across the board a lot better than Khamzat Chimaev's. Yeah, and then Khamzat Chimaev's, he's got those negative points on his stat sheet when it comes to his gas tank, which is a real thing, and I will be making a video on. He's had cardio problems since he was a baby. He caught pneumonia when he was young. There's an MMA YouTuber out there gaslighting his fan base into thinking the Khamzat Chimaev narrative is fake. It isn't. We'll do that video 2 weeks out from UFC 319. That's coming up. That video's coming. Get ready. Anyway, moving on to number 10. Number 10. Bilal's at number 10. Grappling, striking, pretty good. Pretty good. Not as good as JDM's though, mate. So he's at number 10. Sucked in, Bilal. You lost your spot. But yeah, Bilal Muhammad's at number 10. Better hands and better grappling than Arman Tsarukyan. Maybe. I'd love to test Arman Tsarukyan against a world caliber champion. Wouldn't that be nice? Dana, can we please see Arman Tsarukyan fight for a belt? There is some sport here. Can we please see Arman fight for a belt? Moving up to number 9. Magomed's got a belt, but does having a belt instantly put you above someone that doesn't have a belt? Because Magomed's a rangy kickboxer with smudge against the cage, but his actual wrestling and getting someone down to the ground is actually not that dominant. Like, Magomed Ankalaev is a very, I'm going to push you against the cage and smush you kind of fighter. I kind of want to put Bilal above Magomed. Like, does just having a belt get you a spot above? I kind of want to swap Bilal and Magomed. Like, this is where skill... What have I done? This is where skill meets legacy and resume. Like, does having the belt get you that point over? Even though Bilal's grappling and wrestling is better. It just is better. Bilal's got more MMA skills than Magomed does. Magomed's got rangy kickboxing and then hold you against the cage. Cage grappling, where Bilal's got cage grappling and then a little bit of takedowns as well. And I mean a little bit. Go and look at Bilal's stats on the UFC. Go see how many takedowns he's attempted versus how many he got. You'll be surprised. Bilal's takedowns aren't exactly world class either. He does a lot of pushing against the cage as well. Check it out. Check that stat out for yourself. A little bit of homework. Go and do your homework. You'll be shocked. You'll find that it's like he's thrown like 120 takedowns, but he's only successfully landed like 50 or something like that. Maybe even less. It's wild. It is really wild when you actually check the stats. We'll leave them where they are for now, but it's the belt that's getting Magomed over the line. But then again, Bilal's not exactly dominant, but he is more dominant. These are neck and neck. 9 and 10 are neck and neck. Moving on to number 8, JDM. It's in the fist. I'd love to put JDM higher, but it is going to get really crowded really soon. Phenomenal boxing. JDM's takedowns, non-existent. JDM's get-ups and his anti-wrestling. Insanity. Absolute insanity. Masterpiece. Cinema. Part of good striking is being able to land your hits, but also not get hit by things. Part of the grappling, look, JDM's offensive grappling, maybe non-existent. We're going to have to do a fighter matrix on JDM. We're going to have to do a fighter matrix chat on JDM. And that is where we take all of their attributes and rate them out of 10, and we come up with a score for each fighter out of 100. We got so much to do on the live streams. It's great. The channel is... We got work to do, boys. We got work to do. But as for JDM, I'm going to put him at number 8. His counter grappling is insane, and his striking is phenomenal. He is at number 8. Next one up is going to be Dricus du Plessis. They're completely different, mate. Getting takedowns and not getting takedowns, they're completely different. Completely different things, mate. I never said that I would fight. I said I would only fight if I wasn't hurt. Completely different things. Number 7. The striking. can outstrike Israel Adesanya. Kind of. Izzy was winning the last 2 rounds with the striking, but he was winning the first 2 rounds. Can outstrike Sean Strickland. Pretty good. A lot of people struggle with Sean Strickland. The takedowns, the ground game. He beat Izzy via submission. Ground game. He survived with Derek Brunson on the ground. Won the first round with Darren Till. I know it's Darren Till, not the best test for grappling, but still, we've seen him on the ground be highly competent against Brunson when Brunson was, Brunson was Brunson. This is back when Brunson was, on a run. So DDP's got ground game. He's got the skills to get the bills, to give the girls the threat. That's bad. Don't say that. That's cringe. I felt myself cringe. Don't finish that sentence. He's got more offensive skills than JDM does. Therefore, he's higher than JDM on the pound for pound ranking list. But talking about offensive skills, Alexander Volkanovski. Insane boxing. Destroys Max Holloway and Jose Aldo with boxing. And then when it comes to the grappling, he can get out from underneath Islam Makhachev. When it comes to the submissions, he can survive Brian Ortega. Beautiful. I'm in love with Alexander Volkanovski. You're a beautiful man, Volk. Next one up, Tommy Aspinall. Some people think he's too high on the live chat. The live chat were pretty upset about having Aspinall here. I think Aspinall deserves to be here. He'll blast a double leg. He'll pull a Kimura. He's gone through 5 or 6 fighters in the top 10 of his division. Now, I understand his division is just the worst. Just the heavyweight division right now is absolute slop. But if someone was going to be great at heavyweight, you'd want them to be Tom Aspinall great. Like, he has set himself so far apart from the rest of heavyweight, it's impressive. So he's not just like skating by, like Cyril Gahn skating by over Volkov. He is destroying heavyweight. And he is showing a diverse skill set. So, for being able to clean out so much of his division and show a wider range of skills, I could be describing Dricus du Plessis here. You could have Dricus 5. You could have Dricus 5. I've just described Dricus. But Dricus isn't doing it as clean as Tommy Aspinall is, right? Like, Dricus is losing 2 rounds to Izzy. And Dricus is having a close first fight with Strickland, And you're not laughing at the idea. Like, when you say Jailton Almeida versus Tom Aspinall, you kind of go, yeah, Tom's going to kill him. Tom's going to kill him. When you say Cyril Gahn versus Tom Aspinall, you go, yeah, Tom's going to finish him. Tom's going to destroy him. When you say Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis, you go, I don't know. Look at the 55. Tom's just doing it cleaner. He's just doing it cleaner. And he's doing it more impressively and savagery. Tom's just doing it cleaner. Tom keeps it. Dricus is doing it, but he's not doing it as clean as Tom is. JDM gets it done, but JDM gets it done in the last round over Gilbert Burns. Even Bilal Muhammad takes him to a tasty decision. Yeah, no, Tom's number 5. I'm right. Chat's wrong. I'm right. Tom's number 5. Chat's wrong. I'm not letting you gaslight me again. All right, here we go. Number 4. Merab Dvalishvili could be higher. We're talking about the top 4 fighters in the world. Now, I'm just going to... Merab just cardio maxes. That's what he does. And the takedowns scare, but he hasn't got, like, world-class boxing. He hasn't got offensive. He's got enough hands to get the job done. He got the second round done on the hands against Sean O'Malley, which is amazing. But it's all because, and I know it's MMA, so the striking opens up because of the takedowns. But, Merab, he just got a submission. I was about to say Merab isn't a jiu-jitsu, but it's really tight up here in the top 4. It's really tight. Merab being able to outstrike O'Malley in the second and then land the submission adds so many skill points to his character sheet. It's annoying because it's tight. But I am going to say Merab, when it comes to the top 3, isn't as diverse as the others in the top 3. He does overly put points into his cardio maxing. Might be one of the greatest bantamweights of all time as well. So with legacy, you could lift him up. But we're talking about we're in a golden age of It's so funny because 2 weeks ago I was like we're in the dark ages, and now we're almost in the golden ages again because the champs that we have right now in this top 4 is insane. Like we're talking about Merab Dvalishvili, maybe one of the best bantamweights of all time. I'm getting real Lucas Tracy with it now. Okay, we're gonna talk Alexandre Pantoja. All right. Striking, we know it. It's phenomenal. Backpack, grappling, right? Like takedowns. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. He's run through his division. Like we're talking about Tom Aspinall as number 5 because what he's done to the 6 fighters out of his top 10. I mean, Alexander Pantoja, they can't fill the division quick enough for him to keep up with it. You got to get Steve Erceg, 3 fights, bloody get him in there, mate. Call up Ryzen. Let's get Kaiser Asakura in there. Fucking Joshua Van, he was on the Contender Series last year. Like he is just moving his division so goddamn quickly. The UFC cannot keep up with it, and I love it. I can't wait to see this from heavyweight. And he's got a more diverse skill set than Merab, I will say. You know, he's just good everywhere. And we are getting into a legitimate conversation about him versus Mighty Mouse on the GOAT list. Like, these fighters that we're talking about now, these top 4 fighters, how do you say we're in a bad age of MMA when we have got 4 pound-for-pound fighters that are making legitimate claims to the top 20 GOAT list, Lucas? The top 20 GOAT list. Coming in at number 2. I agree with the UFC. We needed the Arman fight. Look, Islam's going to war with 32-year-old, 33-year-old. I don't even remember. Islam's going to war with Dustin Poirier. Volk's moving up in his first fight when he's in his prime. Islam's going to war with Volk. Islam gets Moicano on short notice. Yeah, Moicano was training for a fight, but he wasn't training for Islam Makhachev, the former number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And Moicano lands somewhere here, and by hook or by crook, by slip or by knockdown, argue about it in the comments. Moicano lands a punch in this area, and Islam Makhachev ends up on the ground. Islam didn't clean up Oliveira as quickly as Ilia Topuria did. And I don't picture Islam Makhachev moving up to welterweight and getting rid of JDM in 3 minutes. I don't. Islam can't hold down Dustin Poirier underneath him. He can't hold down Volkanovski underneath him. Ilia Topuria moves up and Ilia starches Volk. Ilia starches Max, the best chin in the UFC. Ilia gets into a grappling transition. Gets judo thrown into a grappling transition early with a dry Charles Oliveira. The best submission artist we've ever had in the UFC. And I was saying this on the live stream and I'll say it in this video. Ilia Topuria has ticked off all the steps of grappling. Like, you finish in the Contender Series and we'll give you just a decent grappler. We'll give you Ryan Hall. But if you don't know your shit, Ryan Hall is going to mess you up. And he gets through that, no worries. And then he gets Bryce Mitchell. And Bryce Mitchell, maybe he's not the best jiu-jitsu practitioner in the UFC, but Bryce Mitchell absolutely deserves to be between number 20 and number 10, probably about 15 to 10 in any division that he's in. Yeah, bantamweight, featherweight. That's where Bryce Mitchell deserves to be. He's a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner, and Ilia Topuria gets through that. And then he's in there against the cardio and the chin of Josh Emmett, the power of Josh Emmett that can just sleep people, and Ilia Topuria's chin survives. And then he does what he does with the hands. We all know what he does with that. Ilia Topuria is special, and he's just doing things that he's doing it cleaner than what Islam's doing it as. You know, he hasn't got the stains on his... I hate to say... I really like Islam Makhachev. He's a really good fighter. And I'm so annoyed we didn't have the Arman fight, because it would really help with this conversation if we had Islam Makhachev, while being the champion, fight the number 1 contender UFC. And I know it's not all like the UFC's... There was scheduling problems. Like, Charles Oliveira got the eye cut. It just... We really needed that fight. We really needed that fight. We really did need that fight, because, like, no one's done... Charles Oliveira, the last time he got stopped in a fight was in 2000... TKO'd in a fight. TKO'd knocked down. Finished in a fight. Was in 2017 against Paul Felder, and it was taps to significant strikes. He wasn't even cleanly slept then. I don't know when Charles has been cleanly slept. Someone tell me in the comments. Like... He's not just doing clean sleeping to legends We know that he can survive on the ground as well, like JDM can survive on the ground. Like all this mythical talk about Ilia Topuria's jiu-jitsu, you know, when he really got into MMA before we saw him in the UFC, this mythical talk about how he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner first. We've kind of seen him tested at all 3 levels, and he's passed the test every time. He just likes knocking people out, mate. He's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. It's insane. It's insane, but he is. So that's that. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time here, g'day and welcome. My name is Dougie. I make an MMA video every single day of the week. Please let me know where I went wrong down there in the comments. I'm sure you will. That's all good. Question is meant to go here. I've asked some questions during the chat, so let me know about them down there. Or just write, you know, this is for the comments, or red dog, or whatever you want. Like the video if you like the video, and if you're one of the paying members of the channel, I thank you so much. Your names are up in the next slide, and until then, I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.